Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna share one Slovenian tradition that it's still alive until to this day. This tradition usually involve knives and pistols. Yeah, you heard it right, and I am talking about Koline, or pig slaughtering. I was really surprised that, and up to this day, the Slovenes still do this, especially in rural areas. Actually, this should not be a surprise for me because knowing the Slovenes, they grow their own food, and literally they also grow their own livestock like pigs, ducks, chicken, cows, and everything that they can grow at home. In my 2 years of stay here, I've already attended twice. So okay, I will share now how the Slovenes do the Koline. Okay. The Slovenes usually buy piglets at the start of spring, so it will be just the right size when they have Koline at the end of autumn. This became just now a tradition rather than a necessity, since meat or meat products are already available in the market. It's just that most of them, especially in the countryside, want to grow their own livestock to have food for winter. So let's go now to the Koline itself. A day before Koline, they are already preparing sharp knives, bowls, containers, plastic bags, barrels, and other things needed for the preservation and preparation of a relatively big amount of meat. And as early as 4 in the morning, at the Koline day itself, everyone is already awake, having some teas, coffees, bread, and wine to warm up. Pig slaughtering is both an economic activity as well as a traditional feast in some European and Asian countries. In this case, I can say Slovenia and Philippines are one of them. So I am again amazed when I learned that they still do this too, because as I grew up in the province, we do this too. I will not talk much about this slaughtering itself because I didn't even watch it, though it is less brutal than how we do back then, because I think they use pistol and some electrodes to make the pig unconscious first, unlike back then to my province. That was maybe 15 years ago when I last attended the pig slaughtering. So I hope it is now changed too because of some animal rights issues and some hygiene regulations. But I can still remember hearing them before I even closed my ears, just not to hear them crying. Let's not talk about that. The slaughter traditionally takes place in autumn and early winter, and the timing has several practical considerations. It can start as soon as it gets cold or late autumn, as the cold or the temperature is required as a natural method of preserving the relatively large quantities of meat during the butchering or slaughtering. Yet, because people often do the work in the open field, it is preferable that the temperatures aren't too low or below freezing during this time, because of course they are just out there working. Also, slaughter activities typically need to produce results before Christmas season, so to provide for a festive cuisine in Christmas dinner. In the past, this was the only time of the year when people could afford to eat larger or bigger amount of meat. Men and women were traditionally assigned different jobs during the slaughter. It was commonly the men, of course, who were doing the actual slaughter, the larger part of butchering and the grinding of meat. because the society is traditionally patriarchal. The women were in charge of relatively menial or small tasks such as waiting and cooking for the whole team, whole crew throughout the event, keeping the environment clean, washing and scrubbing, as well as the emptying of pigs' bowels in order to make them suitable for holding sausage meat. When it comes to processing of meat, of course, they will divide whole pig according to part, which is best for ham or shunka, bacon or slanina sausages or klobasa, cracklings or swirky, and lard or must. This time, the smokehouse is then essential for the preservation and long-term storage of ham, bacon, and pork bellies. That's how they do it. They usually smoke meat, not just freeze them. The meat then is hung on racks and hooks in the smokehouse and later, of course, smoked. This actually gives added flavor and color to the meat, as well as serving to dry cure the pork. And then they usually end Koline with a sumptuous meal or dinner with different recipe from the fresh pork meat, like soup, roasted meat, salads, pickles, drink wine, and music. It was really fun to attend this kind of. It's like in the movies. Okay guys, that's all I can share for now about this event or this tradition, Slovenian tradition. This is an event that you must try to attend, especially those foreigners who have not been to any of this kind of traditions or happenings in Slovenia. And I'll tell you, the best part of this is maybe you can take home free meat products, or if they are good enough, nice enough, then they can just give you without any thing in return. But of course, it's our duty to do something so we can get something. That's reciprocation. Okay, that's given. Again, what do you think about this video? I hope you learned something, and I hope you will try to also join these events, these happenings in Slovenia, so you can enjoy it. I really like it because it's so old tradition, but it's still alive, and that's how they preserve and how they love their culture and traditions. And I admire the Slovenes on of doing these things. So that's all guys for this video. I hope you like it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because you will see a lot more about Slovenia. Thank you for watching to the end, and God bless everyone. Bye.